anymore.
Welcome to another holiday and playoff edition of SGFFL Weekly. I'm your host and the commissioner, Scott Gross. Well, it was another season without collusion as my fantasy football team did not make the playoffs. Let's take a look at the teams that did make the playoffs. First of all, we'll send it down to Phoenix, Arizona, to co-commissioner Gabe Stott. Gabe, what about the 2013 season surprised you? And please share your overall thoughts on the season.
Thanks, Scott, and greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. Regular season thoughts. To me, the season was very much dominated by the haves and the have-nots, the players with the big-time players, and with a little bit of luck mixed in most of the time, won the weeks.
Thank you very much, Gabe. Very shortly, we'll bring in a very special guest. Someone down from Phoenix, Arizona will unveil the two brackets for the 2013 Toilet Bowl Series. We're going to do things a little differently this year. 4 teams will be in Group A. The other 4 teams will be in Group B. They will have a round-robin tournament where everybody in each group will play each other one time. The team with the best record at the end of 3 weeks will move on to the Toilet Bowl Championship and play for the number 1 and number 2 overall picks. Everybody else will fall into place according to where their record finished at the end of the regular season. So if you're the worst team in the league, the worst you could do is 3rd. If you are the 8th best team, instead of drafting 8th overall, where the bad boys are sitting, they have a chance to ramp things up, but they would have to make the Toilet Bowl to be assured of a top 2 pick. If they don't reach that far, they will slide back down to number 8. Now let's take a look at the teams that did make the postseason. Once again, let's go down to Phoenix, Arizona. Gabe, any surprises or upsets in this batch of playoff teams?
Other surprises would be teams like Skibbyville, who didn't expect to be where they are, but here they are. They did their best to make moves to give themselves the best chance to win in the playoffs. Good, bad, or indifferent. But that's you got to give them props for taking those chances. So some surprises, both positively and negatively for different types of teams. So it's gonna be fun playoffs and see what happens.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again at the playoff teams we have here. First of all, your division champions. Here are the 4 of them right here. The number 1 and number 2 seeds will be Kane and Friends and the Red Devils, 2 teams that were in the top spot throughout most of the regular season. One team you're not going to see here is the league's scoring champion. The Lastrup Swamp Dogs, owned by Bob Polkamp, got beat out in the final couple weeks of the season, by Big D. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Donovan Diker, the head coach of Big D's Dynasty, and Donovan shares with us his thoughts on his 2013 season.
My guys stepped it up. I wasn't able to pull any really big trades off at the trade deadline, but I made the move for the Broncos D, and, they immediately paid off on the first game. I used them scoring a defensive touchdown, and that was big for me. That gave me that win that actually put me in the tie with Bob, and then I had the better division record. So, my guys just came through. Andrew Luck's been kind of up and down, but he's never, he's had one really bad game, but he's always been solid. And, my kicker has been solid, playing for the Broncos. He maybe kicks 1 field goal, but it seems like he's getting 6 or 7 extra points every week. So, that's been solid. And obviously Jimmy Graham's been just a complete stud. And then, Antonio Brown, who I was trying to trade for, week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and being the one in the league wanted to trade with me, I couldn't give the guy away to pick up a different wide receiver, and I'm thanking everybody for that now because the last 3 weeks he's been a stud. So, my guys are coming around at the right time. It'd be nice to get this first round bye, and I think I got myself actually set up pretty good for the playoffs with some matchups I have coming up and stuff. So, pretty happy overall. I think my team surprised a few people, but as I've told you before, I never surprise myself. I'm right back where I expect to be every season.
So that being said, Lastrup will be the number 5 overall seed, despite leading the league in points all season long. Let's go back down to Phoenix, Arizona. Gabe, do you feel Lastrup can be this year's version of the Hillman Chiefs? Last year, Hillman was the league scoring champion, but they got the number 5 seed and ran the table. Your thoughts?
Just no real slam dunk favorites like you saw last year with Lonnie. Even though Lonnie was a 5th seed, as Lastrup is, you might be able to compare the two, but I just don't see that particular team you're saying, wow, how are we going to get by these guys? So that's what I got.
Nice work, Gabe. Let's take a look at the other playoff brackets here in the 2013 playoffs. Our number 6 seed in this contest will be Trevor Gross's very own TBG's BVDs. He'll be taking on a regular opponent and one of the grandfathers of the SGFFL, Bert Kimmin and Bert's Badasses. The number 7 overall team in this year's playoffs will be Doug Dickman's East-West Connection, and they are my pick to be a surprise in the 2013 playoffs. They will match up versus the J-City Jayhawks. J-City, early in the season, one of the best teams in the league, but he's been bound by injuries and slides all the way down to the number 10 spot. A very intriguing matchup between East-West in the number 7 slot and J-City in the number 10 slot. And that'll bring us up now to the number 7 and number 8 seeds. It'll be Gabe Stott. Your team will take on Skippyville, and Skippyville has pushed all his chips to the middle of the table. He will not draft in 2014 until the 8th round. He's going to go all for broke, and he literally is betting the farm. That is the 8-9 matchup in this contest. Now, let's again send it back down to Phoenix, Arizona, to the No-No compound. Gabe Stott is standing by with a very special guest as they unveil the 2 groups in the Toilet Bowl Series.
We will draw the teams with my trusty sidekick, Jacoby. Can you come on over, Kobe? Come help me. Hurry up. Come on. We are going to draw for Group A, and that will determine Group B. So here we go. Jacoby, can you draw the first team out of the bucket, please? Got a piece of paper out there. Oh, got a piece of paper. What do we got? Team number 1, Sugarville Kittens. That might be backwards on the camera, but you get the idea.
But I'm Jacoby.
Yes, you are. Good job. So Sugarville's 1. Wait, you draw. You draw. Grab one.
Can I use the crayon?
I'll use the crayon. Number 2, Thumper's Bumpers.
Super bumpers?
Thumper's Bumpers. You like that name?
Yeah.
Is it kind of silly?
Yeah.
Okay, grab number 3. Okay, that's good. Open it up.
Let me.
Can you show the camera? The MILFs. The 3rd team in Group A. And one more, Kobe. Draw one more.
I'll open it up this time.
Okay. Turn it around.
Boston Steamers.
The Boston Steamers, number 4. All right. So Group A is the MILFs, Boston, Sugarville, and Thumper's Bumpers. Group B will be the Cami, Scott City, St. Paul, and Bad Boys. Kind of looking forward to the new Toilet Bowl. It keeps people playing a little bit longer, keeps people involved, which I think is good. So, Scott, back to you. Good luck to everybody in the playoffs.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have your playoff matchups, and now the Toilet Bowl is set as well. There's a look at Group A, and now we'll take a look at Group B. All of these teams in each group, or pod if you will play each other one time, and the best record after 3 weeks will make their way into the Toilet Bowl Championship. It'll go record followed by points as the tiebreakers in that 3-week period of time. Now, the playoffs also have a new twist. We'll have a consolation bracket this year, so everyone who loses in round number 1 will still get in. They'll have a bye in week number 2, and then the 4 teams that have lost in round 1 will take on the 4 teams that have lost in round 2, and round 3 of the playoffs will have an 8-team playoff for a $50 prize. Well, that'll do it for this episode, this holiday edition, once again, of SGFFL Weekly. We hope you tune in again next week. Until then, play hard.